Ah! This here person did an oopsie. Looks like we're starting early because I accidentally reset the timer. We're off to a good start. This is good. Hello. In the doll with inverted silence. It's me, Multiplier. No, we're gonna check out my song, Send Off, today. What's up, guys? How's your day? I'm really excited about this because it's gonna be really fun to to show off how all this stuff works. Um, all right. Um, check out my sick layout. I got a layout. Um, here's the project. So here's what we're gonna do. Hello, fellow gamer. It's me, the gamer. Oh, and yeah. So my song Send Off released, I guess, like a little over a month ago, and since then it's been getting streamed like crazy, which is really good. If you don't know what that song is, I don't know why you're even here, but I'm gonna play it. Oh yeah, about my camera. So what you're looking at right now is a $12 webcam from AliExpress, but I'm using Nvidia's Epic AI to make it like sick. So it looks like I got like a telelens, but in reality this is like 1,000 times crustier than the one I had before this. Which was in the previous stream I was using my phone camera. Alright, anyway, let's play the song. It might sound a little bit different from the final version. Don't worry about that too much. Alright, so there's my song. I'm just gonna run. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna run through this, and then if you guys have any questions in chat, I'll go through those as well. Um, but before we do that, I need to chill out. Um, this is really important. Hold on. I forgot which scene this is in. I think it's in this one. Hello. Uh, I'm just gonna add it again. Hold on. This is very important. So, as you can see, only... Oh, never mind. You're all subscribed already. Alright, well, never mind that. I guess there's no point in doing this then. Whatever. Um, so stupid. Alright, so here's the fucking intro. We're gonna go through all of this. I honestly can't take this track seriously anymore. There's too many memes. I did not I did not make the memes. Yeah, so we just got drums. I actually don't really have a plan for how I'm gonna do this. But yeah, just pretty standard stuff. Don't think I'm doing anything special here. Oh yeah, I guess there's this. This is T-Rex Classic Clipper. This was recommended to me by a friend. And this soft clipper really slaps, and you'll see I use it everywhere. Only a large percentage of you guys are already subscribed. When will the project break down? Hopefully not soon. I'm doing this. So the reason I didn't do this before is I actually recently got my new computer all set up. So the computer I made this song on actually could barely run it, and now I can do it while streaming at a cool resolution as well. So we have lots of space. Um, yeah, so there's this thing. This is just Korg M1. All of my music is really inspired by like video game music. The dude that made the waiting music and intro, Tim Fallon, he's an absolute legend. Um, I'll talk about him more later, I suppose, because I actually did some of his stuff. Drums, woo, bog. Yeah, I mean, I'm really not doing too much special stuff with my drums, I don't think. I'll get into it later though. I want to talk about the pad. I'm gonna talk about the pad. So there's this when the song starts. Um, so this pad, it's a Harmer patch. That sounds like this. And I'm using Harmer in Ableton because it really rocks. Harmer is such a good synth. So why is Ableton so wide? I have a big screen. Um, yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of vibrato to make it sound more analog, and then I'm also moving the filter around and a bunch of other stuff. I think it's just a filter, yeah. Um, and I'm EQing the saw so it's not just a basic saw. And then the harmonizer is used to like give it some texture. Yeah, and then Tal chorus. This is a free chorus. It's the chorus from the synth, Uno 106, I think. And it sounds juicy. And then the tape stop. But what I did is I actually didn't really like this enough. Like it needed to be really long, and I wanted to do some more stuff with it. So I resampled this, and then I got this long thing. And the sample itself is a lot shorter, but I just put fades so I could extend it for the time. I mean, it's a pad, so you know, whatever. Um, yeah, we got reverb, and then I'm using grain delay, so this plugin. I'm gonna make everything a little bit bigger. Look, feel, because it might be a little small for you, like this. All right, so we got grain delay, and grain delay is basically delay that you can pitch, and I'm pitching it in an octave, so then I can automate this dry wet. And then I basically have two like layers in my pad that I can alternate between. So I'm automating this in the pad, and that's why it starts out low, and then it goes. That's what that is. I use this trick a lot. This is a really cool thing for pads and stuff. Yes, and then EQ compression. Um, yeah, so you'll find that a lot of my EQs in this project look completely ridiculous, and that's because I just go nuts. And then you'll see that like the final curve of this thing is like really tame and there's really a lot going on, but then there's like a million nodes. So what happens is like initially I was EQing everything really drastically, and then after a while I kept settling like with all of these types of EQs, I keep settling on things that are basically straight. So I just EQ for a bit, and then it just ends up being basically nothing after a while, which is really stupid, but this dynamic one is kind of important because if I bring the granulator up the grain delay, it might be a little bit resonant. So that's why this is here. I'm also automating the spray, I guess, but I guess that was accidental because it doesn't look like I intentionally did anything here. Yeah, and then I'm boosting the high end in some parts, but not in others. And then there's this high pass because over here when the drums come in, I want this to still be there, but since there's now a bunch of stuff going on in the low mids, I want there to be bass and stuff. So, like, there needs to be space for it. So I have it high pass. So that's the pad. And then I guess I'm also doing this thing to make it less wide. Basically, I'm just making room for the other instruments here. Um, but it, yeah, I guess that made it quieter too. A lot of this is kind of intuitive. There's this sound. I guess this is just a Rhodes. Oh yeah, this is just a Rhodes piano from Keyscape. Uh, Lick funny. Um, it has a bunch of reverb on it. And then there's this little sound. There's lots of like small sounds and doodads. Uh, you'll hear this all over the song. It's basically everywhere. Look at that. It's just this little ostinato. I find that having elements that show up everywhere in the project is kind of good to tie different sections together. So I have this section over here, that goes like this. And then it's also over here. And over here. And just having some stuff like that all over your song helps bring it together. So I always make a conscious decision to have like these little ostinato type things all over my projects, and you'll find that when you listen to my other music, I do that sort of thing as well. It's kind of, yeah, just a habit I built up. So I was doing it here as well. Um, yeah, before we get into the leads, there's this thing. I guess this is lead. Yeah, so let's do the lead now actually. So there's this thing. I just stack a whole bunch of stuff, so this isn't really anything special as well. It's just a saw with a low pass and some reverb. This is an M1 brass and a choir from Korg M1. Oh yeah, as I was gonna say, a lot of my music is really inspired by like video game music, like 16-bit stuff. And a lot of the instruments from old school consoles are sampled from like 16 from the 16-bit era. The sound fonts are sampled from like Korg M1 and like a bunch of Roland stuff. So you'll find that sometimes I use that stuff. I'll have some more examples of that later down the road. Yeah, so this is just two triangle waves. This wavetable NES is a wavetable I made from the NES sound chip. And the reason I use a wavetable for this is you can see it's quantized from downsampling, but the NES is a really particular way that it downsamples stuff. You'll see that it's like sloped over here and then sloped upwards over here. And I thought that was kind of interesting, so I wanted to like have a wavetable for this so I don't need to use like a different synth or like a contact library to have that sound. But it gives it some extra character. And it's 2 layers, but it's mostly just a saw, I guess. Yeah, reverb delay. And then I layered it with this mallet. This is the mallet that I used for monorail as well. So this library has lots of like different mallets that you can choose from. It's a really good library, and I guess I'm removing the sustain a little bit because I wanted the sustain to be on the lead instead and not the little attack. So yeah, basically I think lead sounds are kind of still, so I try to always find a way to like give them an attack in some way. The easiest way to do that is to I dropped the real tips, I guess. Yeah. The best way to do that I find is to like have something that gives a little different attack to your lead, and the easiest way to do that is to have a really quick pitch slide on your sound. Um, like if I'm just gonna do it right here or whatever. This is gonna be stuck in my head again. That was actually kind of annoying when I was mixing this song because I kept having the melody stuck in my head. I knew it was good, but because of that. But yeah, I mean, I've listened to this for hours. It's kind of a miracle that I don't hate it yet. Yeah, and then if I now it has like a pitch attack and then gives the lead some character. You can also go up instead. That's an easy way to do it, but you can also layer another transient sound on top of your lead to give it some kind of interesting attack. So that's why I use a mallet there. And then in the second half, when all the pianos and pads come in, I have this really noisy detuned saw to like reinforce the high end. And it sounds really good in reverb when you have high end like that because it's like noisy. So then the reverb tail on this is the reverb rack on the bus. I have like Ableton Echo and like a bunch of Valhalla stuff. If you have like noisy high end like that, the reverb tail becomes really smooth and nice. So yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that in the part where it builds up. You barely hear it, I guess, but yeah, it's here. And then there's a second voice, so they play together. And I guess we can do multi-clip now, so you can see, I guess I'm playing fourths. Yeah, so it's like a thirds here. Fourth. And that just sounds cool. I can post the NES wavetable in my Discord server after this is over. That sounds good. And then there's this harp that nobody has ever heard because I turned it down way too much. I mean, it was gonna be in there at some point, but this harp library, Angel Harp, it's free, so, you know, you can download it. I don't know if they still have it up, but it's literally 4 samples, I think, so you might as well just get, like, a harp one-shot and then just put it in a sampler. Like, just, seriously, just get something like this and then just play MIDI in there, and you'll basically get the same thing if you do, like, velocity to volume. Yes. And then this thing right here, this thing is cool. So it's this Korg M1 together with I guess this is a Sound Canvas EP piano from Roland. Yeah, this is like this is such a like video gamey sound to me. I don't know. If you listen to like Gran Turismo OSD or stuff like that, the E piano is like all over that. So I wanted to use that. And the Korg M1 thing kind of reminded me of Mario 64, so I used both of them together. Then there's this thing. So you'll hear that on the right, there's like an electronic guitar. And I couldn't find a loop that played this. I guess, like, now that I listen to it, it's like fucking Bangarang. By Skrillex Bangarang. But I seriously couldn't find a guitar loop that sounded like that. So what I did is I grabbed this thing. I guess this is like a Psycho from a guitar sample. And then I have a little attack. Yeah, to make it... I basically tried synthesizing a guitar, and the thing that really ties it together is this flanger. So it adds a little bit of feedback. And that kind of makes it sound like a guitar. It's not even close, honestly, like, this kind of sucks. But it's so quiet that you couldn't even, like, kind of tell. I guess I tried to do a bunch of distortion. Distortion! Nice. Alright, well, this is stupid. This was a 2.3. Yeah. So So yeah, this sound, and I guess I'm using this unfiltered audio spec ops. I use so many VSTs, it's kind of stupid. To, I guess I was gonna do this. It's like a spectral processor, but I turned it down so much that you barely hear it. I need to do less of that. And then there's this element. We're almost done with the intro. So there's this. It's just a distorted Reese. It's a detuned sine wave effemming another sine, and I'm distorting it, putting a bunch of reverb on it. It's like a siren. It builds some hype. Yeah, that's basically everything in the intro, I think. Oh, there's a chord stab. This is a chord stab from Illuminance EP. So this is a synth called Hive by Yuhi. And yeah, I really like this synth because I mean basically if you make melodic electronic music, it's all just variations of saws. Like you just use saws and more saws and you layer it with some other saws. And I guess that's just what you do. So it's good to have a bunch of different sounding ones, and the Hive one sounds especially different because it has this dirty mode that I really like. And I'm automating the vibrato to give that like classic sound. Yeah. And then I have Decimort on this. It's a bit crusher that sounds like old school sound chips. Um, this is a really nice bit crusher. I can't recommend it enough. I'm also doing some downsampling, some reverb. Yeah, so that's what this is. Um, and I'm just using that for these little chord sections. I don't think I'm using it for anything else. Yeah, it's basically just the little vibrato thing over here. This is just a disco string. So I just got a library, really high string note, and then I froze it. Chime. And then I have some forced ambience that I recorded myself. Alright, so yeah, that's basically all there is to this. I guess there's... What kick did I use? I use... Hive is silent but better. I kind of agree, but silent has a bunch of things that are especially crusty, and that's why it's good for leads and stuff still. Like silent is super light on the CPU, and if you modulate LFOs really fast, it sounds really bad, and that just has that like iconic silent sound. This is a kick that I synthesized myself, so it's a click and some sub, and I'm using Spectre. This is a multi-band saturator. I'm just giving away all the plugins. So this plugin is basically like an EQ that you can use. And so if you think about how an EQ works, like you have all these like little nodes that you can move around. In order to like remove this part of the signal, it has to calculate what is in here, right? And then phase invert it, so like subtract it from the original signal. But you could also run that thing, instead of subtracting it, you could run it through distortion and then add it back in. And then you can distort parts of the signal really precisely. And Spectre does just that, and it has a bunch of really nice distortion algorithms. So I use it everywhere to get some gratis saus. And here's the clipper again. And I have this rack over here, which is just for that kind of thing, for like impacts and stuff. I just use my kick, and then I turn the rack on to have the impact. I guess I'm not really using it much. Oh, I'm using it over here. And I'm basically just using the disperser to make the low end longer, like delay the low end. If I do this, maybe you can't hear it, but you can hear that it's kind of traveling slower, so it has a bigger impact. And then low pass reverb, and then I make it less wide because reverb is obnoxiously wide. And then I'm doing this so I can have a sub here at a certain point in the song. Mega plugin giveaway, yes. Yeah, so we got kicks. I guess that's kicks. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'll get to it, I guess. That's almost everything for the intro. Oh, the bass guitar, hell yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of stupid. Maybe you were expecting something really interesting or like a really cool fancy library, but this is just a sample of like an actual bass guitar. It might even be like a synth bass guitar. Let's see what the sample is. Smooth 89F. So this is a sample that I used. Amazing. That's such a cool. Yeah, so I just put it in a sampler and then I processed the heck out of it and I did a little FM. To add some grit to it. And then I'm using Waves R bass to beefing up the low end. This is a saturator that brings out low end. This is really nice plugin if you need extra bass. And then there's another unholy abomination of an EQ. I was just trying to bring the high end out, so this is just stupid. And then I guess I'm using track spacer. Oh, I'm using track spacer with the impact. So yeah, I have this drum. Where is it? This project is really messy. Yeah, this boy right here. It's like a cinematic drum with a bit crusher on it. It has a bunch of low end, and it was clashing with the bass guitar in this last fill. So it's going like... And you can see like right at that part I'm using this to... I could have just done this by automating a bell or something, but I thought I was going to need it more, so I set up it to do it automatically. And you can see here I have an EDM sub in Harmor, and I'm alternating it with the bass guitar. So only one thing in the sub region at the same time, basically. Sorry for hurting your ears. Yeah, and then there's piano and... This is just the chord stab synth duplicated with where is it? Yeah, the Tal chorus. So that's what that is. Make it super. I guess there's a little lead. Some distorted thing. Yeah, lots of unnecessary details, but I guess that's what I do. Yeah, and then we go into the build-up. This part is just piano. So, the piano is Keyscape, by the way. This is Keyscape. Keyscape rocks. It's good. It's I guess it's one of my favorite pianos. Yeah, I've grown kind of tired of the sound now, but it has such nice, wide low end that I can't get enough of it. I don't have another piano that sits in the mix as easily as this one does. Yeah, and then here's the build-up. So we got this little thing, we got a bunch of risers. I wonder if I did anything cool here. I actually have not looked at this since the original thing. There's some claps. With a bit of room reverb, I think. Oh, I took it off. Okay. Sakura Burst riser. Abletunes riser. Oh, I'm frequency shifting the riser to make it extra risery. Just sounds a little cooler and more spacey. And where's this thing? Yeah, these are reverse reverbs of the chords and the first note in the lead. So this is the first lead note to build up into it. And what's interesting about this build up maybe is this kick. So I have a kick, it's less aggressive than my main kick. And I'm using it in the build up, but I'm making it quieter as the build up goes on. So I find that like if you have build ups with snares, then the drop has a bigger impact. So I try to always make build-ups that focus on snares. But I really needed a kick. So this is actually a thing that I saw in a Skybreak song. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the one that came out on Disciple. And I noticed that he was turning down his kick drum in the second half of the build-up. So I was like, yo, that's actually kind of a sick idea, so I'll do that. So yeah, you can see like in the start of the build-up, it focuses more on the kick, and then in the second half of the build-up, it kind of becomes a snare build-up. And that way you get to have the best of both worlds, because you get to have the fat kick hits at the start when, you know, the build-up starts building up. Yeah, words. And then you get to have not a lot of stuff happening in your low end near the end of the build-up. And there's a rising sub as well. But I'm turning that, it's relatively quiet. Yeah, so that's how I make fat build-ups, and I'm using Endless Smile on my master to do like reverb, delay, high pass. That's what this is, it's just reverb, delay, high pass, and then one knob. And then I automate that stuff. Yes, I'll get into the master later. And then here's the lead. So, this is the thing that you guys were all waiting for, probably. If I had to guess, it's the lead. So, how did I make the lead? Just show the Endless Smile. Yep, there it is. Yeah, so this, I guess this is the main lead. And this is from a song by Tim Follin. He also made the music during the waiting time of the stream. So there's this song called Plock Beach. Yeah, and there's this guitar in here. And it's like the most realistic guitar I've ever heard on a Super Nintendo. Like, it's such a cool sound. And it's like panning around. Yeah, sick. So I really wanted that guitar, and I was trying to figure out how he did it, and I found like a tracker file for this particular song. So then when I had that file, I was trying to figure out how he got such a realistic guitar on Super Nintendo, because it's not easy. Like, that sound chip is really limited. So what Tim Follin did is he had a separate sample with like a guitar attack, and he was playing it in the drum channel on the Super Nintendo. And I thought that was such an interesting way, because then you have a separate attack, right? And then the rest of the lead happens after that. So then you can do guitar stuff. Hey Holder, what's up? What's up? So yeah, that's what this is. But it's the Plock guitar with FM. So I thought maybe if I do this, it sounds too much like the Tim Follin song. But you can see, like, there's not really much going on in this wavetable. It's almost just like a square. But it's this little noise attack at the start that makes it sound like a guitar. The rest of the sound is completely static, so I just looped some section of that sound. So this noise attack here, it's like the sound when you scrape the strings on a guitar. Let me move this down a little bit. There we go. Now you can see me make hand gestures. Yeah, so I FM'd the guitar a little bit to get that send-off lead sound. I thought that was kind of cool sounding. And I'm doing a bunch of phase distortion on it. And I'm using M vibrato to do vibrato, because doing vibrato with sampler is really hard. Or I guess I'm not doing it. Oh, I'm doing it here at the end. Yeah, and then there's Crush. This is a free bit Crush plugin that's really nice. It just sounds good, and it has separate bit depth reduction and sample rate reduction. Now, in Live 11, you no longer really need this plugin, because they added this to Redux. But back when I was making this song, you didn't have that in Redux, so just using the free plugin, and it has the dry and wet signal in parallel. So that's kind of nice. Then there's this Nest Verb. It's like short delay. Basically that. A lot of the times I'm just using VSTs because it's quicker, but you can recreate a lot of these effects, with stock plugins. So if you wanted to do something like that, you would get ping pong delay and then a little faster. And then you'd get a really similar sound, but yeah, I don't know. I was going for the SNES sound anyway, right? So might as well grab this while I'm at it. And then there's a bunch of really wild EQs. Uh, yes. So that's the lead. And then the rest of the stuff is basically just layers. I have so many layers. These are all playing. Um, so this is another lead that I made. And originally it was just this lead. But I couldn't get it to be thick enough. This sounds like Tony Tai or like Jake Kaufman or something. And I'm using this Ubik F flanger because it sounds like a tape flanger. And you can use it to do that really over-the-top flange sound. And I was doing that, but it was also making the sound too thin. And I had trouble getting it to sit right. So that's why I decided to do the block guitar thing. And then when I did, I was like, all right, well, this is it. I have so many of these like weird niche production tricks. So this is FabFilter Saturn. I'm using warm tape to soften the high end. If you turn the dynamics all the way down, then you can get some noise. I'm not sure if this even demonstrates it well, but it's a pretty extreme effect. Like if you have something with bass in it, it's like super obvious. So I like to do that. Let's see here. Is there any questions? If you have any questions, just hit me. I guess I'm doing a good job explaining it because I haven't seen anybody ask anything. Yeah. So then we need to make it wide. So I guess I'm just doing some random shit. Not really paying too much attention to how the layers sound because they're just there for stereo image. Oh yeah, I added this sound to add body to it. So my problem with this lead, right, was that it got kind of thin. So this kind of accompanies it, but then, the whole flange thing is gone. This kind of beefs up like this area, I guess, just by it being like kind of straight and the saw. Yeah, you can tell that I really don't spend too much time on the leads on the side because why? Detune square. Awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, and then altogether, I'm processing it again, and I needed it to be really loud, like just stupid. It needed to be in front. Can I go over how I wrote the chords and melodies and lead lines? Yes, I will do that. Sure. More stupid EQ. I'm using some OGT without upwards compression because I don't want to bring up the noise floor from the reverbs that I use and delays and stuff. I guess this thing is the important part. So this is HG2 Black Box, and this plugin is amazing because it can make everything so loud, like it's actually kind of stupid. Like it feels like the same volume as it was just now, right? But I actually turned it down 15 dBs on the master, and it sounds relatively normal. So this is a saturator. One time I was in a studio. Can you not shit talk my hair? You want to fight? Dude, one time I was in the studio with like school. We got to go to like some dude's studio and he was mixing like pop vocals and he had this thing in hardware and he put it on the vocals and it was just stupid. Like it was insanely like loud and in front. So then when they released a VST version of this saturator, I had to try it, and it's pretty good. Like it is kind of like when OTT and Camel Crusher don't get you all the way, that one definitely will. If you put it on your master though, because obviously I did try that, um, then it'll just be kind of obnoxious. So yeah, there you go. Um, some multi-band stuff. And reverb. 6. I have effects on my voice, by the way, but since there isn't anybody else in the call to commentate with me, I don't really have a use for them. Actually, maybe I can ask some people if they want to be on the stream. That might be fun. We'll see though. Yeah, so that's the leads. And then I bring on this noisy thing from the intro, but I had to turn it way down because it was too loud. Yeah. And then I'm using the choir from the M1 to accentuate certain notes in the melody. So you can hear this thing. Yeah, and then there's chords. It's obviously gonna be stupid. Like this is just like a future house project breakdown. I have some chords with a phaser on it to make it stupid. Oh, this is cool. It sounds like a Korg brass, but it's just a serum patch. This is a trick that dude, I would be so down to have you on the stream. Like we could do something together. That would be so fun, Holder. Let's go. That sounds like a really good idea. Yeah, so this is a trick that Titan Cube taught me. If you have detune and you like automate the unison detune at the attack of the sound, it gets that like Eurobeat brass sound. So I thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to use that here. So that's what that is. Shout out Titan Cube, the famous blob. Yeah, you don't hear this. I don't know why this is here. Yeah, so then layering it together with a piano for the thick low end. Like the piano is really good at this sort of thing. Like that. So we got some cool piano brass. And then we need mid bass, right? This is just like a Eurobeat lead. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we got some noise. So yeah, basically I'm just trying to create like some grit in the high end and something to accompany the mid bass. This is all in a group and it's being processed together. I made this song relatively quickly, so that's why it's so all over the place. I could have organized a project, but you know. So I'm doing this thing with EQ free. Basically EQ free isn't really an EQ. It's like a multi-band compressor without a compressor. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's not using the filters from a bell like this is. It's using crossover filters. So the filters in EQ free, it splits the sound up in free bands, and doing that it causes a little artifact that delays everything below that crossover point. So it's like super slight disperser, but it's doing it twice. It's doing it at 2.5K and at 250. So if you just grab EQ free and then you duplicate it a whole bunch of times, then you get like a different disperser. You can hear it. It sounds super dispersed, and I guess OTT. I had this idea for another stream that I could do, which is like, I'm gonna make something, but the stream ends when I use OTT. Something like that. It's so stupid. Yeah, so here's something stupid. So I always use Harmor for my mid bass, and I really wanted to not do it this time because I always use that. But here I am doing it anyway. But for some reason, my project has this issue on my new computer where it gets all crackly. Like, do you hear that shit? That's so weird. So it's just really stupid. And the weirdest thing is that if I play on my MIDI keyboard, like if I just play it, it's fine. No crackles. And then if I play it in the playlist, it's just disgusting. It doesn't do this in any other project, it's just this one. So there's great. Fantastic. Amazing. So I'm really happy about that. I'm having too much fun with the reverb slider. I have this MIDI controller right here. Look at me go, explaining setup. Yeah. I need to remember to make sure that I don't keep that on accidentally. That would be so stupid. Um, this is also completely glitched out. I have no idea. Oh, right, it's being gated. So normally I wouldn't layer mid basses like this, but just because this project is really stupid, I'm doing it here, and you get to listen to it with your ear holes. But yeah, in the final song that's up on SoundCloud and Spotify and stuff, this is all like perfectly fine. Yeah. So yeah, we got drums. I guess I could talk about the drums for a little bit. You maybe you've noticed that the song starts an eighth note early. So the drop, oh, a 16th note early. So you notice how the drop, yeah. Yeah. Where did the lead go? Oh, I turned it off. And that the first hit of the song is like too like a little longer, I guess, because of that. And it gives it that bouncy feeling. Because when I'm writing chords, I like the part where it's like a 16th earlier, so I keep doing it, and then at some point my whole chord progression is just like staccato, like the chords are moved the 16th back, and then at some point I'm just like, well, now it's also moved the 16th back at the beginning. I just like the bouncy feeling that that gives, and then I end up settling on like making a really complicated fill where I can get away with doing this without it sounding weird. But yeah, if you run the metronome, it's really painful, but because of the way the lead plays here, like the rhythm it plays, you kind of expected, and that's better. Alright, there's a whole bunch of chat messages. OTT and Zed Schaefer. That sounds just like my bass patches. I had some issues like that, but I installed the latest beta. News challenge. Whatever you say, it's just stupid. The stream ends. Do a stream where you make a big room drop. Okay, I will do a stream where I make a big room drop. Oh, okay, I'll try installing the beta. Thank you. It's the EOD meme song. Shut up. Imagine what could be done with the actual project file. Midas made all the 700 EODs. No. There goes my sanity. I guess that's all there is to it. This snare is like Oliver clap with more clap. I'm kind of OCD with claps. And then where's the snare? Like the actual snare, where is it? Cue elevator music. Where is it? It's not this, right? Oh, it's this. Okay. Yeah, so this is like a Roland snare drum. That's what I wanted to say. That snare drum is like the best for this kind of thing. But because of that, I actually had an issue where like basically the snare is landing exactly together with the kick. So I don't really have any I have a little pre-shift. I use the latency compensation stuff for that. I had this problem where the clap sounded different every time. And you may or may not have seen the thing on my Twitter where I brought that up. Let me find it. It's a while back. Yeah, you can see here on this image that in the end I ended up cutting out every transient of the snare in the drop and replacing it with the one time the phase lined up in a way where I liked it. So this is just a super like hands-on way to do that in the Postmaster, and that's gonna be not aligned the right way in the project. So if I play it now, the clap transient is going to be slightly different every time. And once you hear it, it'll drive you nuts, but I don't think it'll be a problem now. And I just love this bass line. Sorry to like toot my own horn, but this bass line, I wish I could have given it more attention in the song because it's so sick. Uh, Earthbound type bass. Um, Hold on, let me read chat. There's a bunch of chatting happening. Give me the project file for memes. I might give out stems, but so since it's signed with Metanoia, um, they don't want any remixes that aren't signed with Metanoia. So that's kind of a problem. Um, so yeah, this bass line is kind of crazy. Like fuck the solo. Everybody is talking about this. But the bass line in this part is my favorite part of the whole track for sure. Um, what to say? What to say? Yeah, I'll talk about music theory last because that's probably the subject that people care about least. It's unfortunate, but yeah. Actually, no, I'm gonna be really honest. So, oh, what the fuck? Okay, that was weird. Um, I'm gonna be honest. So the release for Send Off has been really good. Like it was a really good release. I got like 100,000 streams on Spotify, which is absolutely nuts. But it's like they really didn't communicate with me whatsoever about the release. That's why I didn't post a teaser. I just went like, all right, song's out now. You can check it out if you want. It's up. Because the reason for that was I only received the art like 1 or 2 days before the song came out, so I had like no time to like put it out. And also I couldn't like get in touch with the dude actually in charge of the promotion, only the A&R. So it was just a really weird experience. I'm no longer mad because the release went well, but for a while I was really scared that it was gonna just bomb hard and stuff. So yeah, I mean, you can all bootleg if you want, but I don't know if I would recommend making an official remix simply just because. Oh shit. We got a
Actual
donation.
wasted $5. Scott Kant.
Scott Cox. Thank you for your donation. I really appreciate it. Um, how do you like that jingle, by the way? The donation jingle. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. Yeah, so this is really cool. You hear all that stuff going on right now? So, this last note from the solo, it's just one note, and then I'm automating this delay over here, and I'm bringing it up, and then I have this grain delay that's a fifth up, so then the delay of the roads will stack in fifths, and if you do that, it sounds really cool. Like, stacked fifths are this shit. Oh, that's really low. Hold on, let me demonstrate. And then it goes. It's such a cool sound. Like melodically. So if you do that in a delay, it's going to like delay itself over and over again in that pattern, and it'll make this like really like big chord. So that's what I'm doing with the grain delay here. So first we have this, and then the second this happens, I turn up the dry wet here, and then you get all this stuff on the sides. And then after that, I'm pitching it down um, with Elastic Pitch. This is a plugin that I saw on a NASCO stream, and it's a real-time pitch shifter that sounds like Complex Pro. So it's using the same algorithm, the Elastic Peach. Elastic Peach! Elastic Peach! So yeah, so this is the same algorithm as Complex Pro, so it's good for this sort of thing. I didn't have to freeze it or anything. Um, yeah, that's my favorite part, and I wanted to accentuate that stacked fifth like bell sound. So I have this pad from the intro, and it's like high pass, and then the second the stacked fifth thing happens, I drop the high pass all the way down, and then we get all that low end, and then oh shit, we got another donation. Beetje boeien, denk ik wel.
$1
Oh man, the text to speech is so funny. Beetje boeie. Amazing. Yeah, so we got roads, we got a harmer device that does nothing. Where's the bass? Yeah, so I added that as well. And then there's a sub. It goes, yeah. So then, oh yeah, I use this little device. This device is called Mappable Pitch Bend. Y'all are donating so much.
Wasted $1. Everyone go to sauce.gratis.
It's a very good website. I highly recommend going to Sauce.gratis. It's a good website. Yeah, I use this plugin to pitch bend. It's a free Max for Life device because the way that Ableton wants you to pitch bend, which is like this MIDI control pitch bend, like this sucks. I want to like be able to edit the notes, and if you do it in the playlist, you can go like this. You can go in here, edit the notes, and then when you need to do pitch bend, you can edit it up here. It's not ideal, but it's good enough. I actually posted a suggestion on the feedback forums that I wish that you could do pitch bend down here, because they already have that programmed. Like, look, if you go on MPE mode, they have like node automation like this already built in. So I don't understand why you wouldn't do that for MIDI CC. Anyway, rant over. Yeah, so there's that. And then altogether, it is really cool. I love this moment so much. Alright, and then here's the band section of the song. We got another donation? Oh my god. Please read that.
Potye_Rocky wasted $1. And $hashed question mark 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 and $hashed question.
I love how it cuts off. That's the funniest shit ever. Oh my god. Hashtag question mark and $. When Trap Remix. Alright, I guess that's all for this bridge. There's this little spectral mallet. There's another cool trick. So, I use the spectral harmonics wavetable to add overtones to a sine wave pluck. And that way you can make really nice Mario Galaxy sounding bells. So I have this layer. Oh, this is the noise attack. Yeah, and then And then I could just pick a different spot in here and like do this. And I'll get different bells. So that's a cool thing that you can do if you're interested in potentially making bells. Band section time. Man, I'm so happy that I can play this back on stream, because on my old computer I would have never been able to play that part. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna drink something. Let me mute myself real quick. Also, yeah, if you want to hang out, I have a Discord link in the description of this video. It's penis.download. That's my custom invite link. Alright, let me actually do something. Visit penis.download to explore a Discord community that's just like every other artist Discord community ever made. We talk about music and maybe anime or something, whatever. It's a Discord community. You know what's up. There we go. That's my bit. Penis.download. Somebody just said in chat, Vire, how considerate of you to mute when drinking. Thank you. Yeah, very considerate, especially after what I just did. Yeah, so we have the same plastic ass bass guitar. And we got cool bass lines. I could never match this again, but yeah. And then we have a whole bunch of different stuff. So we got the pads from the intro again. And we got this thing. And then I have two Rhodes. Oh, I guess a Rhodes in the music box. I might as well have used this, because it sounds basically the same. Oh, it sounds a little different. And then we have the sound canvas Rhodes. Yeah, and here's the band moment. This is the band moment. Certified band moment. Stupid. Okay. Yes. So we got lead. This sounds so retro. What the hell? Cool lead. But yeah, I needed some more souse. So what I did is swam trumpet. This trumpet is the best sounding solo trumpet on the market, for sure, hands down. And you have to automate a whole bunch of stuff for it, because it is physical modeling, which means that the trumpet isn't stored on your computer as a bunch of samples, but it's actually a synth that generates the trumpet sound dynamically depending on what you put into it. So yeah, you can like do really expressive playing. You can do really expressive playing if you don't put OTT on it, which is exactly what I did here, because it needed to be loud and EDM as well, so don't sue me. But it sounds really good, and I have a mute on it, and you can also automate the mute. I think this is the mute right here. No, that's the flutter. I'm automating the mute, right? I'm sure you can. Oh yeah. I guess I didn't automate the mute. I literally just forgot to automate the mute. So there you go. And then I have this. This is shreddage free Jupiter. It's an electric guitar. More OTT. And then I'm using Spectre to bring up the high end on it. I actually had a really difficult time to balance these together. Like, I couldn't decide on how I wanted them to be panned, because they all kind of do a different thing. Like, the guitar is, you know, kind of playing the low mids, frequency-wise, and the trumpet is really airy. And then I guess this thing is also airy. So they were kind of fighting with each other, and in the end I just settled on something. You've probably also noticed that this theme is like the opposite theme of what the drop is. Oh wait, no, it's this little thing. It's the little motif from before the drop. That little thing, um, with a different rhythm. So that's how I use thematics to tie the song together melodically. And we have the bangarang guitar. Hi Gator, what's up? I need the macro thing. I'll be posting the macro thing in my Discord after the stream, I suppose. I guess that's the best way to do it. What is that Rhodes? It sounds so good. That Rhodes is Roland Sound Canvas. I said at the start of the stream that um, a lot of the sound fonts from like old school consoles are sampled from Roland samplers, as well as Akai and Korg M1. So yeah, this sounds super retro, but I think I'm layering it together with Keyscape. Yeah, this top Rhodes. Yeah. So this Rhodes isn't really all that realistic at all, while the one that's arguably doing less important stuff is Keyscape, which was made for realism, I suppose. Hey, what you guys up to? Hello, what's up? Stream started 69 minutes ago. Nice! Nice! Yes, drums. Yeah, so with like realistic sounding drums, all these like little ghost notes are really important for making it sound good. So I actually have just a snare sample. Oh God, what did I do to this? Oh my God. Corpus. Yeah, drum bus. Yeah, I guess let me know if you want to see some more of this. Oh, multiband transient shaper. Because like this process was kind of involved and not really all that interesting to watch. I don't think. I got a bunch of different kicks. And I'm putting R bass on my kick. You want to fight? This is just the less important kick. So the main kick in the drop is pretty clean, but these are like, I guess just different variations. Doing some EQ. Oh yeah, this flanger kick, I generated it with flanger feedback. So it was super wide, so I cut out the side. Yeah. Hi-hats. I use this preset from Valhalla Vintage Verb a lot. It's called Tiled Room. It basically always sounds good. Like, I love this sound. The only way you can make it even drier is if you do random space. That sometimes sounds better. But this time doesn't really matter. But yeah, this tiled room preset is the shit. For like small reverb. Everybody kind of has issues with small reverb. Like it's really difficult to get right. So as soon as I found one that worked for me, I just kept spamming it. I'm sure there's better ways to do it. If you know of good small reverbs, then let me know. But I find that most plates and stuff sound really bad. Yeah. Most of it is Superior Drummer. Oliver percussion loop. Hell yeah. And we got a tom. Oh, a little breakbeat. Yeah, that's it for this section. So I guess that's basically everything done sound-wise. Hello, Sweden man. Hello, Sweden man. Yeah, you can see playing some more stuff here. And then the second time this piano section happens, I don't cut out the pads. And then this is basically the same. Because we just gotta repeat the theme, it's so catchy. And then I do a key change, I go up 2 semitones, I think. Yeah, it starts out on A sharp instead of G, really? Yeah, I guess it does start off that high. And yeah, so I go up a minor third. I'll talk about music theory after this. And we got the nut. Oh yeah, master. Here's my master channel. So my master channel is just EQ. Look at this gross shit. Disgusting! Yeah. Don't you love all this like professional engineering that get blasted into your ear hole every time you listen to this song? For some reason I turned the width down. I don't remember why I did that. Yeah. And I got some more EQ. Really, no idea. And then Pro L. So what I'm doing is I'm just soft clipping it in Saturator. But Saturator leaves a little bit of headroom. So no headroom allowed. I do plus 4 dB in true peak limiting on transparent mode. All the other modes of Pro L have like a compressor built in. So yeah. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Okay. Yes. I'm going to allow in some guests. So this is gonna happen now. I just joined a call. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
Huh? Huh?
You guys are on the stream.
Maar daar zeg je iets anders. Huh?
There's a delay. There's a delay.
Saus?
Souse? We got souse. And we also got some guests because I got bored.
Nice.
Yeah, so I suppose the last thing I need to talk about is chords and shit. And I have some friends here that can be really annoying to make it more entertaining.
You need to entertain the people throughout the music theory shit.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise it's too boring. Jazz makes me fall asleep, man. It's so boring. We're here with the creator behind all of the 700 EODs. The true mastermind.
That's a lie.
You.
You. Alright. You want, do you guys want me to say it here, or is this like you're so quiet?
That's fine, but I'm not good at English. Not very good.
Oh
Can I
yeah,
get
that's a
conquer in
problem.
the chat?
I will try.
Yeah. Can you get a conquer in the chat?
Yeah.
I guess it's working. Yeah, somebody asked me to break down the writing process. So, where do I even begin, dude? Let's just do the chords in the drop, and then the section after it. I'll export this as MIDI so I can talk about it in another project. Melody. Do I have the solo? Yes, I do. Is this the solo? No, it's not the solo. It's kind of annoying. Export. So, what happened was, I think, Thomas, you asked me to join the call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did exactly that. That's why I'm here. If you're watching this and you're wondering like why the fuck did he just join a random call, that's what's up.
I have no comment.
No
Just
comment.
a fibby here.
Just vibing.
It's a Vibi.
Can you guys let out some like insane insider information that was discussed today during the board meeting at Explorers of the Internet? We had a
Gonna
board
put
meeting.
Random EOTIs in bot. Oh no.
No, don't do that. No. Can we not do this? What if I get copyright
Why
strike,
did you put
dude?
hamster dance
thought of
send
that.
off? Why?
Somebody just put penis in Japanese in my chat. It's a good thing that I have no mods. I'm scared of what if I get copyright strike for hamster dance now? How would you feel about yourself if that happened?
Yeah, that would be a shame.
Who needs to pay?
He needs to pay the DMCA fee.
Also, it would be the best way to get copyright strike.
That's true.
Like, not even for your own music or something.
Alright, this is an Ableton moment. Why is my whole chat Swedish? What is happening?
What's conquer in Swedish?
You guys are very bad for my viewers. Stop
Help me
being a
out
bad
here.
influence.
I need to know.
Alright, let's talk about this. Alright, I think somebody said what it is in English. Sorry, in Swedish. Swedish takeover. This is actually really bad. I hate this. Yeah, so for the person who asked me to go through music theory, here's the music theory. So we got chords.
No way.
No way. It's true. The multi-clip editor in Ableton Live sucks. Newsflash. I'm gonna just put this in here. Yeah, so basically in this chord progression, I was using a lot of tritone substitution. So let's see. Oh, cool. Is this
Didn't
good
they
now?
make it better in Ableton than
Well, you still can't like resume playback in the middle of like if you do multi-clip, and I like control space, it still starts playing from the start. They still didn't fix that.
Oh,
It's
that
so
sucks.
so dumb. Okay, well, so we got the chords. So I'm just playing 1 minor 9. And I'm seeing this for the first time again after I wrote it, so go easy on me. I guess 4 major. Usually when I come up with a chord progression, I just start jamming on the piano, and then after that I come up with something cool. So I guess this borrowed 4 chord, which is an accident. Like maybe I meant to play this instead. But it's less interesting that way. So you get that like I like how when chord progressions go like that internally. So I try to do that whenever I can. Same thing happens here. This is tritone substitution, so this chord is actually the same as B D augmented, but then I'm playing the bass a tritone lower, so then you get that thing. And then in the second half, I'm doing the first 2 chords the same. Then I'm going to 2, and then I'm doing flat 2, which is this chord is basically a variation of this one. So that's how that works. That's how the chords work.
Where's
Put a
the
top
beta
line
chord?
synth on with legato. So yeah, so
Where's
it's
the
less
fucking
obnoxious
beta chord?
so it's less obnoxious to listen to. Good suggestion, phone on. I'll do just that. Here's the creator of LES for getting to use LES 90% of the time live on stream. Oh yeah, Serum has this dumb bug now. It's literally unusable. So how I do vibrato is I just do the legato slide and then I add these extra notes to do vibrato. But you notice how after the first vibrato note, it just doesn't go back. And only Serum does this. I can use literally any other synth and it'll be fine. Like, your successor, bitch. Take that, Steve Dula, for removing legato mode.
Are you ready for Serum 2? He's making Serum 1 shit now, so everybody will buy Serum 2.
He's making Serum 1 intentionally shit. Yeah. Did you guys hear about that? So in the Mr. Bill podcast, Steve Duda actually announced that he was working on Serum 2. So I wonder if he's going to fix the legato bug and make the synth usable again. That's my main hope. Like, I don't care about anything else. Like, maybe he's gonna try compete with Vital, like add a bunch of like additive stuff. That would be cool. But the main thing is the legato slide, dude. Come on, it's not that hard.
I think you're gonna get to do some crazy sound design shit with that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then the last part. Let me align this so that it kind of lines up. Yeah, so we have this. So this is the first loop, and then the second loop, the first half of the chord progression is the same. So you have this part, and then over here it's varied, and then I play this initial part again. That's what's happening here, and then this last part. It's ABAC form, so I'm repeating A twice, and then I'm doing C at the end. And instead of going, let's see what I'm doing. Instead of going to that 4 major, I'm instead going to a different chord. This is one of my favorite chords ever. This is, like, if you're in minor, let me play this piano real quick. If you're in minor like this, and then you play neutral 6, minor 7, you get this chord. And that's like the best chord to ever be invented. There's another one that's just like it, but for major, which is where you borrow the 3rd. That one is also really nice. It's the same chord, except in major it's in a different spot because the skills, like, minor is like a mode of major. If you align them on top of each other, it's the same chord, but it happens to be in a different spot because of skill theory. Room tour when Father plus gib MIDI file. Okay, I will post the MIDI file in the Discord at the end of the stream. How's that for an answer? Am I not? Yes. And also, you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you will be banned from my Discord server instantly. I have a special bot. I hired a programmer to create a bot that bans everybody that isn't subscribed. So,
But you just showed that everyone is already subscribed.
yeah, that's why everybody's already subscribed.
Oh, it works.
Yeah, it works. Okay, so yeah, that chord is like the best. So I'm using that, obviously, duh. And then I'm ending on tritone sub. And then the second chord progression of the second half where the solo happens is actually different. But it's a lot simpler. So I'm just doing normal flat 6 instead of this, which would also be cool. but also kind of weird. um, yeah. With this lead, it sounds like GTA San Andreas. It's not just me, right? Yeah, and then I'm doing diminish 7 to go back like that. Yeah, so that's chords. And then the melody, if you wanted to know how I came up with writing this. So this is my A theme, and then that's my B theme. And then I repeat this theme again, but then I have a different answer. Just like that. So it's ABAC form as well. So I'm using ABAC form for my chord progressions, and I'm using ABAC form for my melody. And that's the secret recipe to making catchy melodies. You must subscribe. You have no choice. Yes. You know what? Let me just make a beautiful addition. I'll just keep this up like this for the rest of the stream. I hope you're happy about that. I don't really know how to explain the solo, to be honest. I guess I out-jazzed myself.
Did you play that first on keys and then like?
No, I actually wrote all of it in the piano roll.
Okay.
So yeah, I just I guess I just started off with usually when I write solos, because if I play solos, I'm not nearly as good. If I write solos, then usually I like start off with a simpler melody and then I add notes in between. If I play solos, I'll play scalar patterns and do chords and stuff. So yeah. And then at the end of the solo, I'm repeating the main theme again. You can do like da 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 da, and then you know that's kind of where you can like technically you could put the start of the drop there. There's an EOD meme idea. If you want to be an asshole, you can do that. Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, so is there anything in particular that you want me to talk about? This stream is a little shorter than the last one, but I figured streaming for an hour was okay. I'll probably be live again next week if all goes well, and then we'll do something else. Maybe something like some community content thing. Something big room. Maybe we can make big room. It's not even a horrible idea. That'll be very educational and useful in practice.
Absolutely. It's gonna make EOT's life get the full experience.
I have an idea. Mm. Oh, question. Am I keeping the stream unlisted? Um, no, probably not. I think I might edit together like a highlight video or something with the best stuff. I was waiting for that to catch up with the real stream. Like I was just like, I'm just gonna play this and then wait for reactions from chat. Um, the gunshot. I thought it was gonna go like, ew. All right. Can we talk about the gratis saus? This is the gratis saus. Fart off. I despise you. Yeah, I love how I just didn't get the sample that I wanted. Ah, there we go. How much do I have to do to get you guys to leave the stream? I wonder. Oh, I'm sorry for your ears. All right, well, that was the end of the stream. I'm gonna hang out in my Discord server. We're gonna do another one next week, and it'll have audience participation, so make sure to show up for that. Maybe I'll get some guests over. Yeah, I wanna like do a bunch of streams and make a bunch of videos, just because I wanna try to see if I can do that.